Hi everyone, my name is Karen Nonu, and this is my first video for my teaching learning assignment. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first question was, what are my insights about marketing FLE? So I think we can all agree that marketing plays a huge part in why we buy certain products and why we don't. It also plays a big part in why we attend certain events and why we don't. I'm going to be doing a workshop for this class, and how I market it can make or break whether or not I can get anyone to show up. So what I learned from the reading is that even though we're doing a workshop for a school project, it needs to be interesting and it needs to attract potential participants. They need to find the workshop interesting, and it needs to be something that they think they can benefit from. And they need to have confidence in the workshop and the presenter, which would be me, and showing that I am knowledgeable. They want to be able to get something out of it, and so it's really important that they have confidence in me and in the information that I'm providing. Another thing that's super important about about marketing is we need to understand our target audience. And in order to know how to even design my workshop or who to gear it towards, I need to know who my potential audience is going to be. So I need to ask some questions. I need to find out who they are. Do they have children? What ages are their children? And questions like that. And by defining this information, then I can start to put together my workshop. I can then decide to plan a workshop on parents with toddlers or parents with infants or teenagers. And maybe I would, because of this information, I would do a workshop on parent or couples without any children. And so that information is really important. It needs to be relevant to what the participants are going through. Otherwise, they don't see any value in what you're offering to them and what you're presenting. So if I know my audience and I've done my research surrounding that, then my workshop is going to be well received. There's also a question about previous marketing. And my husband and I had decided to have a garage sale about a year ago. And we wanted to make sure that people showed up because we were on a street that was not really visible from the main road. So we knew we kind of had to do the extra mile in order to get people to know about it and to come. So we chose the date well in advance. We even checked the weather to make sure that it wasn't going to rain. And we put up flyers on the main road, neon signs with black thick marker. We put up flyers at all of the neighborhood establishments, the grocery stores, the gas stations. I put an ad on 3 neighborhood Facebook pages and my husband and my Facebook page. And then throughout the day of the garage sale, I would post updates. You know, this item is still available, or, you know, whatever. So people knew at the time if they wanted a certain item, they kind of got an update as to whether it was still there or not. I made on the flyer, I was very clear about different items that we were going to be selling. So it drove some interest, and it got them interested so that they could see that we had nice things, and so they were going to come to the garage sale. And so what I learned from this experience is that no matter what you're selling or trying to draw someone's attention to, you have to get the word out by using interesting and creative ways so that people can see your product. So then the next question was, what organizations, groups, or services within my community could I tap into to help me market my workshop? So being LDS, it's easy. It's a little easier because we can go to our wards. And in my case, I'm going to talk to my primary president, my young women and young men leaders, my Relief Society presidency. I'll talk to my bishop, my home teachers, my visiting teachers. I'll reach out to the play groups in the ward, the moms and the dads that attend that, and also people that have daycares in their home, because those are potential participants for my workshop. I'm going to reach out to friends at work or family members, and I'm also going to post to my husband and my Facebook page. We have a community library as well, and that's a great place to advertise your workshop and maybe even hold your workshop at the library. They'd probably let you do that. And then we move into the next section of readings. This was, and then it asks, what approach do I subscribe to? So there were different approaches and different ways of presenting. And the approach that I fall into is the collaborator approach. So in my workshop, I'm going to bring the information structures that have proven to work and the expertise, but the participants will also bring their experience from their lives. I want the participants to get involved. I'm going to have games and worksheets for them to fill out and quotes for them to read. We'll watch videos, and so I want them to really get involved so that they can become a participant in their own learning. And then they have responsibility in that and can take ownership of that. And then it talks about what my beliefs are about the family. And I have a very strong testimony that families are necessary and important. And the whole reason we're here is so that we can form families and have children and get married so that we can return to our Heavenly Father. So that's kind of the stance that I take. And it's hard because when you're dealing with people that aren't members of the church, you don't want to preach to them, but in subtle ways, you can introduce your testimony to them to let them know that they're not alone, to let them know that there's others that really care about them and love them. My values and beliefs also provide guidance as I work with people. And my values and beliefs teach me to treat everyone with respect and dignity. And we all need to help each other and be there for each other. Ultimately, my goal for this is to help children. And if I can help their parents, then I'm helping them. I want them to have a loving and safe environment to live in. And so if I can provide information for the parents to make it easier for them, then that's my goal and that's what I'm going to do. And then the last thing was, how do you motivate people? And what role do I play in that process? And I really believe that in order to motivate people, they really need to respect you and they need to trust you. And so as a family life educator, I have to show the participants that I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. I want you to be able to share with me those things that are really hard for you, and I'll do my best to try to figure out some answers for you and some ways that we can change the behavior so that your life will be easier and you'll have a more loving and Christ-driven life. So those are my questions. I kind of had to rush through them so I could get within the time, and I think I still went over, so I apologize for that. But have a great day, and thanks so much.